welcome. I'm Katie, and this is my journey to becoming a teacher. Okay, today I was hoping to make a video about my student teaching binder that I'm putting together right now, mostly because I wanted to document my whole experience for student teaching because I realized that I don't have anything documented about my entire college experience so far, and it made me sad. So today I'm hoping to change that. Hopefully I can keep documenting things along the way. Short background, I am a student with Western Governors University. I am what would technically be considered in my senior year. So I am done with all of my classes. I am just on to my student teaching portion in order to get licensed as a teacher. I'm in the dual licensure program to be licensed in elementary education and special education. So that means that instead of doing the usual 12-week student teaching, as Western Governors usually does, I'll be doing 16 weeks and it'll be split into two separate things. So 8 of the weeks will be my special education placement and 8 of the weeks will be my elementary placement. I have been provisionally accepted into the fall 2020 cohort, which means I will be doing my student teaching very soon here. I'm a little bit nervous because it's during all the virus stuff, so everybody's going to be wearing masks. I don't know what this is going to look like, and I don't know how to deal with the group projects and everything. I'm really nervous, so I want to feel a little bit more organized, and I guess this is helping me feel more organized. So please join me, and I will show you my binder. So today is July 19th, which means I start student teaching in less than a month. So it's really, really soon coming up here. So I have put together all that I can for my student teaching binder with all the information that I have now. And I've left some parts a little bit blank so that I can add to it. You'll see as I go along. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks. All right, here we are. So this first part is obviously just my cover page. I made it with Google Docs and I just inserted images as drawings and then blew them up and then, placed them where I wanted them so that it would be more personalized for me. So it says student teaching binder and it says Mrs. Erickson because that is obviously my last name. All right, so we open her up and the first thing in here is actually my planner. It's not connected in there, but it's there. First thing I've done in here is add my paper clips. I can't show this next page because it also has my information on it. So I have my paper clips on there so that it turns me straight to the page I want it to. This planner is just one I got from Walmart. It's just for 2020 to 2021 and I really like it so far. So what I've done in here so far, I went through my district plans and I put in everything that was in there so that I could have everything in there. And I included some school things as well. So I took my sped mild to moderate knowledge praxis recently, and my scores come in on the 21st because of Corona. I had to take it at home, proctored. It was very odd, and they don't come till the July 21st. I am very nervous. Obviously, that's in 2 days, but I'm really excited. This is the date that my school came out with its plans, and I have a mentor call because my school requires we do this for term planning. So that's just kind of an overview. I won't show you any more months because that's just what I did. And then it also has a weekly. So I'm hoping that as the months go by, I can use this to lesson plan a little bit and to just have a better idea of what's going on through the days. So I have all kinds of things, contract days and whatnot. Okay, so that is my planner. Really like this one. It was somewhere around $10. Okay, so the first tab in here is my to-do, and a fellow student sent me this, and it's actually been really helpful to me so far. It's really nice to feel organized. It's kind of my overview of all of student teaching. So in here I have all my EdTPA things. My state, Utah, does not require EdTPA, but my school just a couple weeks ago decided to require it from all of the students. So that is a fun little addition. The next thing on here is my Praxis 5001. And so I just have all of the subtests in there, the scores I needed, and I have my scores that I received in there. Don't make fun of me, but I have all of those in there. You can tell that I've passed all of those so far. I haven't gotten my Praxis 5543, which is special education mild to moderate core knowledge. I haven't gotten my score for that. I'm pretty positive that I passed it, but that's what'll go here. And then this will be my 16 weeks of demonstration teaching. As soon as I finish 1 week, I will check it off. Next week, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the next thing I have is my clinical supervisor observations, because I have to do 6 of those observations. So as I finish them, I will check them off. You can tell I've written SPED and elementary ed. So 3 of them are going to be SPED during my first 8 weeks, and 3 of them are going to be elementary during my last 8 weeks. I'll check those off. So this is just a huge overview of everything. That'll be really nice to visibly see. I'm a very visual person. Okay, the next thing in my to-do is going to be something that I got from TPT, and you'll see quite a few of these pages in here. Very nice of them to make that free, because I really like free things. So on here I'm going to write the month, so the first one obviously will be August, and I'll put my top priorities in there. If I have to schedule something for EdTPA, if I have to schedule an observation, I'll put that in here. The days that I start teaching full-on things, I'm going to add that in there. Any students' birthdays, I'll put right here. And goals this month, events and holidays. Okay, the next page in here is just is kind of a weekly overview. So I'm hoping to get from the broad to the narrow. So obviously we have the overall, we have the month, and then we have the week. So I can do by subject, I can do it by class, because my special education placement is in a middle school. So I could do it by class, I can do it by just subject, depending on which placement I am in during that time. So it has Monday through Friday on here, and I'll just add notes. The thing is, I don't know what I'm going to use yet, so this is just an overview of what I have so far. This is from that same TPT printout binder that I have, and this is just a to-do list. So I might use this daily, I might use this weekly, I have no idea yet, but it seems nice. And then I just have just a blank clear sheet, and I have lots more of those that I can add to the current month or current week, whatever it is. So okay, the next section I have in here is my general information, and in here I will keep things like something I haven't printed off yet, which is my host teacher information. So I want to have all kinds of information, like their email, their phone number, things like that. So I didn't include that in here yet, because I don't have the phone number of my elementary host teacher quite yet. So in here's just going to be a bell schedule and that, and then this is the IEPs at a glance. This is from that same TPT. You can't really see it, but it says student initials, eligibility, IEP date, services, all kinds of things. And so for my elementary placement, it's not my special education placement. For my elementary one, I'm sure I'll have a few students that have IEPs, so I can just have all their accommodations and such just right here, so I can just glance at it, know what they are. This is just for quick reference. Obviously I'll get a better in-depth idea when I'm at it. Okay, next section is going to be my lesson plans. So this page I have in here because it's kind of what I want to do as a get to know you thing. I'm hoping I can implement it using social distancing. Everybody gets one of these. They meet six other students, and they are somehow able to social distance. I don't know. I'm just hoping to use this. It's from that same TPT. Obviously a lot of this is from that same one. So I'm hoping they can just get to know each other a little bit. I know that in my first placement, which is the one I would most likely be doing get to know you, a lot of the students already know each other. I actually worked at that school last year, so I have a good overview of who those students are, but I know there's going to be some new students, and I know they don't know all of this about each other. They don't know each other's birthdays, favorite hobbies, favorite subjects. Just kind of a little icebreaker activity that I'm hoping we can make work, because there are so many ideas that I have that I can't use because of social distancing. Okay, next I have all the subjects. So I've got math, reading, writing, social studies, science, and that is it for those. But this is going to be for my elementary placement. I won't use this in my secondary special education placement because I will be teaching resource math and pretty much just math in that one, because I know my host teacher and she mainly deals with math. So I won't need to use this quite as much, but I will still use the same outlines. So in each one of these, I have a lesson plan checklist and I have a lesson plan. So just the main big broad ideas like, oh, I want to include this, 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 this. I just write these here. And then I go more in depth and I plan a lesson. I have the standard, objective, and activity. And I'm going to try to have one for every single lesson so that my host teacher can follow along or my observer will have this at any point she needs. So I have that in each section, and then I have at the end of all the sections, I've just got, another blank sheet and then all the extras. So I've obviously utilized these as kind of dividers sometimes section headers, all kinds of things. So I've got lots of extras of those. Okay, so the next part I have is my feedback. I haven't written it yet, but every time I get observed by either my host teacher or my clinical supervisor, I'm hoping to include all of that here so that I can just flip to it and read through it and make sure I'm really taking that into account because I really want to use the feedback all that I can. All right, the next two sections are completely blank. I figure that while I'm in my student teaching, there's going to be more that I realize I needed to include in here. So if I just fill it up now with things that I think I need, things won't be used and I won't have space for things. So those will be filled up eventually. Next thing is notes. So I'm hoping that as I'm kind of observing other people teaching and maybe my host teachers at first when they're teaching from the very beginning, I can take notes of things I like that they did, things that I maybe disliked, maybe ideas for classroom management. I have my own ideas, but I would love to use other people's as much as I can. This is from that same TPT, all of it is really. And the last thing is my classes, because since I am still a student, obviously, with Western Governors, I am still in classes. So in here I've got sorry, I can't really show that stuff, I guess. I still have a couple classes, such as my professional portfolio, teacher work sample, and then I have something for my midterms and my finals. I don't really know what's included in that, but any information that I get for any of my classes, I'm hoping to include here. I've kind of marked it up a little bit so that I have information. Okay, in the back here, we are at the end, and this is just extra tabs and extra section headers. So that is the end of my student teaching binder. I also have a separate EdTPA binder. I don't know if anybody would be interested in seeing that, but I would love to make a video about that if anybody's interested, so please let me know. Okay, that does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like if you would like to. And if you have any feedback for me, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, I would love to hear it. And I would love any advice that I can get right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!